Super Bowl Sunday is nearly here. It's the pinnacle for an athlete making it to the big game and playing for the most prestigious trophy in your sport. But now, the trick is making sure you rise to the occasion.
But you don't have to be an athlete to understand that our own expectations can sometimes hurt our own results.
So joining us with some tips on how to get out of your own head is Dr. Aimee Kimball, a peak performance specialist. Thank you so much for joining us, Aimee. And Dr. Kimball, you work with athletes that are facing these kind of challenges. Like, what is Travis Kelce going, or any of them going through right now before the Super Bowl, for Pete's sake?
Well, a lot of times when I work with athletes, I try to teach them that you have to focus on the task, not the situation. So even though it's a huge game, it's still just another football game. And so they've prepared all year. And yes, it's the big stage, so you can't ignore reality, but hopefully they've been preparing their minds along with their bodies the whole time. And for the best athletes, this is what excites them. This is what they play for.
Can we talk about, though, like how sometimes there are so many other things going around? Maybe you are playing your absolute best that you can, or doing the absolute best you can at work, like using just any other examples of this. But maybe it's raining or snowing or really windy, or your teammate who you're going to throw to is not catching as well as they should. Like, you have all these other things that are going to lead to that frustration. So how do you tame that?
Yeah, so a lot of it is understanding that there's things in, whether it's life or sport, that you can control and things that you can't. And so a lot of times what I'll have athletes do is I'll have them make a list of the things they need to do to perform well. So it might be knowing their plays, how they're moving their feet, the way they're tackling, and staying focused on those controllables. And then just drawing a circle around all those controllable things. And then outside the circle, they can write what's frustrating them. So it's the weather, it's the media, it's other distractions. And so when they get on the field, they're able to just stay focused on what's in that bubble.
Yeah, it's never the media.
No,
No, it's never the media.
Well, it could be social media, though. I mean, that's like a whole new component.
Oh, no,
for
it
so
could
many
be the
people.
media. I was just joking. I mean, it could totally be the media, too.
Super Bowl week,
Yeah.
too, there's so many more interviews.
Right.
Even the game itself, there's longer commercials, there's more breaks, so the flow is a little bit different than usual for them.
Yeah.
So they have to get used to that.
What do you tell them, like, when they're on the field and they feel their thoughts are going somewhere other than the game and other than the performance, the task? Like, how do you get them back on track? Are there mental tricks that maybe we could all use in everyday life?
Yeah, so a deep breath goes a long way. So just kind of reconnecting to your breath
Yeah.
and taking a few slow, deep breaths. With football, using that as an example, when they break the huddle, you'll see some guys just clap their hand, and that's a good way for them to they clap, and that's their refocusing technique. And so there's lots of little ways that you can work in, but it's having done it all season. You can't wait for the moment that you need it to say, okay, I hope this works.
Right.
So it's continually
You practice
training
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So deep breaths, some people will have kind of a focus cue, a little phrase that they tell themselves. A lot of times having a physical action that brings you back to the current moment is helpful as well.
Oh, this is so good.
It
'Cause
really
I do think
is.
so much of it you can apply to your own. I like the circle, like the bubble idea, because I think we can all do that in our day-to-day. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Really great stuff.
I want to ask you more things, and we're out of time.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Kimball.
And of course, we want to see if the top athletes put Dr. Kimball's advice to work. Don't forget, you can watch the Super Bowl right here on KPex, see how they do.
Yeah, have we mentioned it? It's right here
It's
on
right here on
KPex.
KPex.
Right here, yeah.